Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Schilling with Secoya Health, and we want to bring this quick, brief video to you about the mental health of our teens. At Secoya Health, we have the great pleasure of working with people from the cradle to the grave, and therefore we get to work with a lot of teens. And what we've noticed as a pattern through the thousands of people we've worked with is that teens have, of course, the desire to be autonomous. They want to spread their wings and fly. And as parents, myself being one of younger children, we, of course, our brain says, we got to keep them safe. We got to make sure they stay in the nest, stay safe and stay protected. So kind words of encouragement for our parents out there that are guiding our teens through their journey, because we know it's a very tumultuous time and a lot of hormones and shifting priorities and pushing away parents and stuff like that. The tendency we've seen with parents of teens with challenges is that the parents feel like they need to pull them in closer, right? Make sure that they are sort of enmeshed in, like, when she moves, I move, or when he moves, I move, and we're all in this really close connection and stuff like that. The only job we have as parents is really to keep our children safe. And that may seem like a gross underestimation of what our job is, but in reality, they're intelligent human beings, they're self-actualized for the most part, unless we've enabled them into not being. And so what we want to make sure is we're providing them a space to communicate with us in a way that says, hey, I need some help, but I also need it to be on my terms, which as a parent is going to be kind of off-putting, because it could potentially feel like you're giving them power over you if you say doing it on their terms. But that's not the point. The point is to say, okay, what does support look like from me as a parent? What, Susie, Johnny, Bobby, Freddie, whatever your name is, like, what does support look like from us? And then ask them to give us an indication of what they want. The closer we try to pull them in, usually it's the human psychology, the things get closer to you, you tend to move away from. As a result, if we try to hovercraft or super, be involved in our kids' lives when they don't want us to be, and maybe they've told us in so many words, maybe it's just their attitude that's expressing it to us, we want to make sure we're saying, okay, I'm here to support you, I'm your rock, you can explore from and come back and have that safety net, that safety and security to know that you're loved unconditionally, that no matter what you do, I'm not going to stop loving you, I'll always love you no matter what, and things of that nature, and reminding them that you're going to make some choices in life that I, as a parent, might not agree with. But at the same time, that doesn't mean it's wrong for you. You're just trying to figure it out. Just like when I was a teenager, I made choices that I was trying to figure things out, and I can assure you my parents probably didn't agree with them or approve of them. And same with you parents. The point is, if you want to help your teen flourish and grow, give them as much wide berth as you can as far as autonomy, but it's like the military. They say, trust but verify. If they're going to go to a sleepover, talk with the parents who are going to sleepover. If they're going to some type of event, make sure there's some type of communication amongst the other parents of the kids that are going, so you have some sense that everybody knows what's going on. There are simple things you can do in order to give yourself the sense of peace of mind, and but what our teens want is to know that you trust them, you support them unconditionally, and you love them unconditionally. If you do those three things, they know they're safe, loved, and protected. They have unconditional love, unconditional support, and you're there to be the rock that they can come back to when they're done exploring. And in a non-judgmental environment, so rather than looking at things through the lens of what you would do for yourself, remember they're trying to find their own sense of connection and acceptance in life. And human psyche will do a lot of things that we might not necessarily agree with consciously in order to gain acceptance from a group. So just keep that in mind. If you're ever wondering what your kid's trying to figure out as far as what they're trying to do with their life, say, what's your intention with hanging out with these people? Or what's your intention with doing these activities? Or, you smoked over there, Johnny. What was that about? What was your intention? What were you trying to accomplish? Were you trying to escape your reality? Were you trying to connect with your friends? Ask them. Talk to them like they're adults, and they'll respond to you like adults. If you treat them like children, like young children, they're going to respond to you in tantrums and pushing back and screaming at you and talking disrespectfully. So help them feel like they're trusted. Help them feel like you encourage them, and help them know that they're unconditionally loved. Those three things, yes.
What's one action step that parents or teens can do if they're having challenges between the parent and the teen?
Sure. Hit the timeout button, first of all. Everybody to their own corners. Each of you write down how you're feeling. When my mom said this to me, I felt this. Or when my dad did this, I felt this way. Same goes for the parents. If your child does something like, my child told me they hated me, right? They might not mean that, but they don't know how else to express the overwhelming, bubbling over emotion that they're experiencing. If you can give them the opportunity to say, I hear what you're saying, But what I believe it really means is that you're hurting and you don't know how to express that. Is that true? Is that accurate? Make sure you don't jump to the conclusion of thinking you know what they're feeling and know what they're going through. Ask them. Ask them genuine questions like you're just curious about something you know nothing about. Because your brain will default to creating a story to fill in the blank. It's psychologically proven. You'll get a dopamine hit in your brain, which means the pleasure center in your brain will fire off when you create a story to make sense of something in your life. If you understand that, then you're going to say, okay, I'm not looking for the dopamine hit. I want to actually understand what my child's going through. Or as a child, I want to understand what my parent is thinking. What is their intention? Are they trying to control me? I mean, no parent wants to control their child. The parent does it because they think it's what's in the child's best interest. But then the child has to say, well, what do I think is in my best interest? And then there has to be some type of reconciliation there. So if each party, the child and or the adult, the young adult and the adult, can talk about how they're feeling, what their intentions are with their activities, what they're trying to accomplish, how they want to feel respected, how they want to be spoken to. I feel most loved by you, Mom and Dad, when you do this, or when you listen to me, or when you give me, latitude in terms of expressing myself. And you as parents say, I feel most respected, I feel most valued, I feel most appreciated for all the things I do for you, child, young adult child, when you do this. So expressing what it is and what reinforces the enjoyable feeling you're looking for, the brain will look for ways to meet that. So the child can get more of what they want from their parent and the parent from their child by telling them, I appreciate when you do this, I don't appreciate when you do that. I feel most loved when you do this, I feel least loved and least supported and least respected when you do this, and things like that. So write it down. We all make sense of all these ideas in our head. It just kind of floats around. If you've ever seen the cash game where they put these people inside this tube and they turn on the fan and the cash is blowing, they're trying to grab at this. Think about that's what happens in your brain. You're looking at all these ideas swirling around, you're just trying to make sense of them. You just dismiss this one and that one, and you latch onto this one, right? Maybe it's the $100 bill you're trying to reach for, right? In essence, you're trying to make sense of a bunch of confusing things until you get them out of your head and onto paper where you can see them back out of your own vacuum. That's when the rubber meets the road and you can get some perspective, okay? It's all about perspective. Parent has their perspective and the lens they're looking through their own experiences. Child says, well, they don't know what they're talking about. They've never lived a day in my shoes. They're looking through their lens. There is a benefit from seeing it from both sides, right? If I'm standing in front of a tree and I walk around the other side of the tree, it's a totally different view, right? So if you're standing there and looking at me and I'm here looking at you, we have different lenses, we have different perspectives. Take a step out of your righteousness and your certainty about what you know and step into the uncertainty and say, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish, but help me understand what you're trying to do. The world opens up completely. So hopefully this has been beneficial and provided you some value. We're going to try and do as many of these as possible in order to help give you little nuggets, little tools. These are the things we face every day with our participants here. So we know they're relevant for your life. If you'd be so kind as to comment below and let us know what's relevant to your lives and what you're just yearning to understand. Because we're in an age of information, but we're not in an age of wisdom. There's so much information out there you can get at the drop of a hat and your phone and your computer, wherever. The problem is, or the opportunity, shall we say, is that there's no wisdom. So let's bring some wisdom to the conversation. Let's reclaim what healthcare is and create a wellness care model that is designed to help you feel your best and live your best life. We're going to ditch the old system because it's not functioning at all, never has, never will. And we're here to serve you, so let us know how we can help. We're excited to serve you. Let us know how we can help. All right? Have a great day. Bye-bye.